I get a call from the Packers.
God is
They said,
good.
we're going to select you with the 48th pick in the second round. But before we select you, the head coach, Coach Lindy Infante, say, do you have any questions? I said, yes, sir. Where's Green Bay?
Welcome to another episode of the Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis, Antetokounmpo, and Tony C.
What up, what up, what up?
Man, today we have a special guest. All of them are special, but this guy right here is a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, but not in the sports you think. We're talking about the NFL. And you know I gotta give him the intro. You know I gotta get it up for this. But before I do that, I want you guys to always remember it's the Thanalysis Show by Gruber at all offices. One call.
That's all.
That's all. And moving on.
All right, you got your A game ready?
Yo,
You prepared?
man, I'm telling you,
Stretch it out. Get ready for it.
Number 36 from your Green Bay Packers, Hall of Famer, LeRoy Butler.
That was good.
Was good?
You know why I'm glad I'm here? I've been saying your name wrong.
It's Thanasis. Thanasis.
That's easy for you to say. I'm a career 2.0 student, okay? Shout out to all my teachers. We made it teachers, right? But you never know. So it's always good to hear somebody else say it.
I'm sure. You can call me TA. Just call me TA.
I like that. I like that.
That's what most people. Most people go to.
I don't know where to start from. I know Tony has a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, but let's start with let's go with now, the draft. Are you going to the draft?
There wouldn't be a draft if it wasn't for me, TA. I've been waiting on this a long time. Now, here's the thing about it. I've done 4 drafts where I went up and did a pick. They give you the card. Mm-hmm. It's live. So I know who it is before the audience. But you sit back there and they do teach you the name and how you say it.
So someone before you go out there is telling you the pronunciation?
Yes.
I've always been curious about that because some people go up there and it's bad.
It's very important.
Bad.
See, those are the people who don't really read the room.
Okay.
So they'll come over to you, but let's be honest. We're in a safe space, right?
Safe
Yeah,
space,
of course.
Some of these guys, man, they're so full of themselves. They're just so narcissistic. But
We talk about the NFL now, right?
yes,
It's so TA during the draft, it's televised. It's 3 days, right?
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Huge
Yes,
event,
yes.
and they'll have former players like.
We'll go out and do the pick, and sometimes it's a bunch of Hall of Famers or famous people, and you go out there. But if you butcher the guy's name, it's always messed up forever. So once you do that, you're going to be trending all week, messing up some guy's name.
Oh yeah, they're ruthless.
It's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be a lot of people here, and I'm very excited.
I do. So now that you say that, have you ever gotten like a rough name, or has it always been
That's
easy?
a good question. I did, and I wanted to do a joke with it, and they said, if you do a joke, you better land it. So I said, nope.
No, thank you.
Now's not the time to be Richard Pryor on this platform.
Do you remember the names you called?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because you are associated with those players.
Oh, forever.
Like, just so Reed, number 11.
Okay. Oh, you called Jaden Reed last year?
Reed.
Okay, 2 years ago.
And Tucker Kraft.
Okay.
Oh.
And that was the latest ones. So they're like your kids now. Like when they score, you get excited. Now I've had some few that I drafted that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Put those guys to the side. But the ones that do make it, it's a big deal. And that's why I think it's brilliant that the NBA, I think baseball, all these drafts, they all learn from the NFL. How do you get the community involved? Have former players in that, organization make the pick. It's just amazing. And you do feel a type of a way if you draft a guy and the guy, if he's good, you'll always be associated with him.
I mean, the two names you just listed, you're 2 for 2 there.
Yes.
The 2 for 2.
Very
good.
Not that you say that. What came to my head was like, I do remember like Mark Tatum said my name, at the draft.
So you remember that moment.
Yeah, and for Giannis, it was David Stern.
Yep.
That's
Which is, that is like, now that you think about that.
Yes.
I can hear Giannis is in my head when we started talking about this. David Stern doing it.
Yes.
And you can tell when he's reading it that he practiced.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
100%.
I mean, he was the utmost
Yes.
professional, but like he practiced, and like it sounds great. And I think yours is, if it's not in our intro, it's in one of our commercials.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's how I knew he was getting drafted. I told you this story, right? So the way I knew he was getting drafted was that Mr. David went to the podium and took a little bit of time he looked at the name and he was like, and I said, "Oh, bro, it might be us."
Really?
Yes. I literally said this in the story.
I've never heard you tell that story before.
True, it might be us. So he says it. He's like, from Athens. He said from Athens, bro. That was it. I was like, oh my God, our life changed then. And then the next year, I get drafted, obviously with Adam and Mr. Tatum. But it was good. It's a life changing moment. And it's
that
crazy
was a big
to be
day.
about.
That was a big day for Milwaukee, one of the smallest markets. Getting a young man from Greece that nobody really knew, because how fans are. If they don't know you, they're like, oh boy.
We just had the YouTube highlights. There was one YouTube video floating around here before that draft. And if you liked basketball a lot, you saw it and it was like, maybe there's something there. And then the name gets called and Bucks fans, most of them hadn't heard the name before. So right away, they got, like at the NFL draft, the Packers are going to draft some offensive linemen who admittedly 90% of fans have never heard of. And then they're right away.
Do you know that?
At some point in the draft they will.
Tony's right. Because the fans do these mock drafts.
Okay.
Because see, like right now, it's a consensus in the NBA who the top 2 picks. It's always a team that meets with a guy and say, it's a great fit. But they explain to the owner, may not hit well with a lot of people. So we got to be ready for
move on to the next.
Because they may boo him too. And that's it.
Remember Kristaps Porzingis?
Yeah, I was
yes.
Oh, yeah.
When he got drafted,
the kid cried. The Knicks fans booed.
Yeah.
So he's casually just great at basketball.
I do have a story for this, which is insane because that was my first kind of introduction to how trades are done in the team. So I'm with the Knicks, and that day we at Mr. Frazier's restaurant, and we're looking who are they gonna draft. And in my head, I'm from Europe, so I know. I'm like, Kristaps is a big thing.
Right.
It's a big thing in Europe.
Huge.
And while we're on the table, we're sitting. I don't want to. It was a lot of people that I won't say names, but one of my Tim Hardaway.
Oh yeah.
Gets up and he gets on the phone. I'm like,
oh boy,
wow. So I gets on the phone. He's out there, and guys are talking to him. I don't want to say the other guy's name, but everybody we're talking to him, and I'm not from here, so I'm kind of trying to understand what's going on. And now looking back, he was getting traded at that moment, and then we look up, and Kristaps was drafted to the Knicks, which is to me. This after now, I see it all the time. It happens all the time. But it was a moment I was like, bro, so you could just move from a team, and then he went to Atlanta, and then came back. All this, the different situation. But now the question I'll ask you is: have you ever been consulted in players? Have you ever been consulted? But not just by the Green Bay Packers in the NFL, saying hey, have you seen this kid? What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, you get a lot of that. We have something we call the combine, when people try out, and then they gonna come to your school, and then after that, the guys who didn't get invited to the combine or the school's pro day, they usually call up a guy and say, what do you think about this guy? Because sometimes the guy has the same agent as you. And you gotta just, if a guy, you're just talking to a GM or another player or a scout, you putting your reputation on the line if you say, well, this guy's great in this system. So you get a lot of that. Yeah.
I do have we were doing research and I was kind of seeing how you played, how you defended. And I was like, oh man, I watched these highlights.
He's been fined $70 million today.
Yeah, today in today's game.
Yeah,
no, I'd be out the league. But
for just one of the hits.
I do remember.
So how many fines do you think you would have in today's game?
Well, reading the room and knowing ahead of time, I say maybe probably a couple 100,000. Because back then, if you try to block a pass from a quarterback and hit his face, that's 15,000. If you do that now, it's 50,000. So if you hit a guy late, 7,500. Now you can miss a game, and whatever you make could be $500,000, whatever. So you got to know.
That's a game check. That's a game check then.
Oh, there's some guys that miss games for being a tough guy. The field is no way to be a tough guy because the tough guys, if you yell at the referee, $20,000. If you say a bad word, and 25,000. So it can add up. But I think for the most part, if I know what I know now, I won't say a word. Because now you can go to the union and they sometimes get some of it back for you. They say, well, we want to appeal it. Especially if they say, okay, you're missing 3 games.
That's just like the NBA too. Like they would try to help you out somewhat.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. My advice, me personally, I always get in the union because I'm going to tell you something. But when they fine you or suspend you for multiple games, you call the union, your representative on your team. Say, bro, I think that that's too much. They'll get, okay, let's talk about it. Okay, 1 game. That's saving you probably $2 million. But some guys, they don't really either get in the union or they don't really want to do it. They just...
Yeah, you should. I mean, you save some money and you save the game. You want to play,
I guess this might sound dumb. It's optional in the NFL.
What do you mean?
To be involved in the players' union?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a guarantee.
No.
For us,
really? I didn't know that. I thought like if you're in the league, you're in your union, you have your like the whole deal. I didn't realize you could opt out.
It's a choice.
Okay.
But over 90 something.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because when they do the CBA and you get the benefits, I mean, why wouldn't you want the benefits?
For sure.
But some guys, they don't like unions for whatever reason. It could be political reasons or whatever. But as soon as he gets fined 5 games, damn, I wish I was in the union.
I was part of that. Wish I had a rep.
Yeah, them 5 games, them checks gone. They get that money right away. You don't send a check to them. Yes. They come get it. And it's just gone. But the union, let's sit down, let's all calm down. And let's figure it out. Now, that's what I said about Bobby Portis. If he had, say, relative to 25 NBA, said it was like 8 games with the NFL. They said, well, you know what? Let's sit down and talk about it. But while we're talking about it, you can still play and get paid.
Gotcha.
So, okay, the commissioner said this. Okay, we're going to go with 3 games. It saves you 5 games.
That's how it is in baseball too. You'll get 10.
Yeah, arbitration.
Yeah, he tried. Don't trust me. I did think he tried, but I mean I don't know exactly the whole case.
Oh, he probably tried.
Yeah, he probably. Yeah, no, I don't think he went down like this. But
I'd have tied it up in the courts. But that's me.
Before we get off the draft, I wanted to hit on a couple of quick things with you. Yeah. So obviously you get drafted. You come to the state of Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
TA's family's felt this. I grew up a Wisconsin sports fan, so I know this. But what was your moment, or like when you realize Wisconsin sports fans, especially Packers fans, they're just different. It's just different here. There's like a wholesome, there's a niceness to it.
Different's an understatement.
Yeah, in like the nicest way possible. It's just different.
This one I know it really hit me because I'm an inner city kid. My mom raised 5 kids. Extreme poverty. So I know what that's like. So you're waiting on this phone call your whole life. And full disclosure, growing up, I was a Cowboys fan. Huge Cowboy fan. I mean, TA, when I say huge fan... You know what
they say about Cowboys fans?
It's all true.
No. But listen.
Because I was obnoxious when I was 13 years old.
It's all true.
What you heard about Cowboy fans?
I'm not from here, so I'm trying to learn about the NFL and the football. And they go like, that is America's team. And I'm like, What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Could you explain that to me?
Great question. We're going to educate y'all on this.
What does that mean when they say that?
This is what they think it means, that everybody in America loves the Cowboys. But remember, it's not who love you, it's who hate you.
Okay.
For something to be up, you got to have 50% hate them and 50% love them. So in their mind, the branding of that was, it's a lot of people hated the Cowboys because of people like me. When I'm 13 years old, on the bus, in your face, we're winning the Super Bowl. And when Pittsburgh beat us, I missed the bus on purpose. Mom, I ain't going to school. Yes, your ass? Mom, I'm not going. I used to cry when they lost games.
Wow.
Because in the America's team thing, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. Mm-hmm. I should get Tampa Bay and the Dolphin games, right? Nope, just Cowboy games. So that's the only team that you kind of saw. And it's not a conspiracy theory, but they won a lot. And my hero was Drew Pearson, played for the Cowboys. And when I got into the Hall of Fame, I went to Mel Blount. He's a cornerback, big, tall guy with a cowboy hat on. I went up to him and told him, I want to knock that cowboy hat off your head. He says, why? I said, can you beat my Cowboys? So I'm thinking that the Cowboys going to draft me because that's my team. But God is good. I get a call from the Packers.
God is good.
They said, we're going to select you with the 48th pick in the second round. But before we select you, the head coach, Coach Lindy Infante, say, do you have any questions? I said, yes, sir. Where's Green Bay? I heard the biggest laughter on the phone. They're laughing like, what do you mean? I said, don't y'all play in Milwaukee? He said, well, yes, we played 2 games in Milwaukee, but in Green Bay, but I didn't know nothing about Wisconsin. In my geography class, I took a nap in school. I'm never going to the Midwest. It was always like the South. And I remember when I got drafted, me and my girlfriend are on a plane and we're coming to Green Bay. It was May 2nd. And the pilot says, a beautiful day in Green Bay. The wind is coming from the north. It's a beautiful 17 degrees. You ever seen that movie, The Exorcist?
Yes.
My girlfriend head turned all the way around and her body's still here. She said, what? WTF? But she said the word. Did he just say 17 degrees? I said, no. The pilot is from the South. He said 77. Because we left Jacksonville, it was 84 degrees. And the pilot, as if he heard us talking, he was like, yeah, I hope y'all have coats. Because a cold front came through and it's 17 degrees.
Not Celsius. It wasn't the Southern accent.
I had a similar experience when I came in.
I was shocked, but some guy gets up from the back, walks up there and give me his Packer coat. And his wife gave my girl her jacket. I said, these are the nicest fans. I get to Green Bay, it was 1,000 people out there. It's like 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm like, do these people have jobs? What the fuck going? Are you, what? Come on, man, I'm just a draft pick. Grandma got on earrings made of cheese. The dog got on a Packer sweater. I'm like, everybody in green and gold. I'm walking down like the gauntlet, shaking hands. It was a 90-year-old young lady come up to me, and she got a cane. I said, what's going on? What's going on? She said, you must never lose to the Minnesota Vikings. Then the next team, she touched me over my heart with the cane. I said, what? And you better not lose to the Bears. Then she left. I said, ma'am, what about Tampa Bay and Detroit? They're in our division. She said, you won't have no problem with those 2 teams. You're good.
Hey, the fans set the tone
I
early.
love it. Yep. So the fans, and I didn't know at the time, TA, I didn't know the fans owned the team. I thought it was an owner just like the other, at the time, 30 teams. But
the owners do, the fans do own the team.
Yeah, so it's the only team that doesn't have a majority owner. They have a board, and then they are owned. You can.
And full disclosure, I'm on the board, by the way. Oh, but I don't know jack nothing. I don't nothing. Yeah, but yes, I'm on the board. But we have an executive board.
Okay.
That make all the decisions. We just filibuster for the most part.
So
But
they'll open up
fun.
shares like
Yes.
that you can never
Yes.
cash out, but they're open up shares. It's I think last time they did was like $250. They sell out like that. However,
Yes.
they could have 1 million available. They're selling out. They could have. I think last time it might have been a couple thousand instantly. Kyle, who you've been on his show, he proudly tells everyone
yes.
he is a
Yes.
Packers owner.
Oh, I
Proudly
signed
tells
tons
everyone.
of those.
Have you
in
signed
people's,
the share, like the actual?
in people's basements on their wall? You sign them.
So how was your first season then? How was your first season go?
Oh man, my first season was rough. It was rough because I'm a at my position I was a cornerback.
Okay.
Most guys at cornerback they're 4'3" in the 40.
But you play like a safety though. The way I saw the highlights,
Yeah,
I was like,
they moving to safety.
Oh, okay.
They did move into safety. But at first I was a cornerback. And I'm like, okay, cover 2 in college and pros is the same. No, it's not. Cover 3, no. So I had to learn. And Dick Durant, rest in peace, he was my coach. He taught me everything. It is about learning as a rookie. And I'll never forget this. My second year, I'm stretching. I'm stretching. And he came up to me. I love this guy, man. And he whispered in my ear. I was on the ground stretching. He said, "You're going to start." I said to myself, I'm glad the Packers have yellow pants. 'Cause I peed on myself, cuz. I ain't lying. Piss wet. I wasn't expecting to hear that. I thought he was going to say, like, cover the guy in the slot. But no, you're starting. I'm dead serious, man. They said, "What's that?" Oh, that's Gatorade. Because I was nervous.
But were you nervous because it's your rookie year and now you're about to start?
You're a rookie really until 3 years.
That's why. Okay.
They give you 3 years. Because if you're still there after 3 years, you ain't no rookie. So I was still a young guy.
Okay.
And I was the youngest guy in the meeting room. Most of the guys were veteran. And I was terrified. Especially we played Jerry Rice. He's the best wide receiver ever. And I go to church all the time. Now, God, don't put me on Jerry Rice. Don't do that. Because I don't want to be on Sports Center. Because I'm going to grab him and get them 15 yards.
15.
And God is good. He never came to my side. Or I'd have pulled a hamstring. Oh, call the trainer.
Not the hamstring, not the hamstring.
You can't really prove that. You got to pick something they can't see. What's wrong, Butler?
I had a team. I literally, I don't want to say his name. I had a teammate, bro, who used to do this. Is either he would pick the hamstring or he would pick his stomach because they can't tell you.
They can't tell you.
They can't tell you what it is. So he would always be like, "Hey, man, I'm like, nah, bro.
Not the bubble guts.
I look at him. Oh, bro.
Bad food last night, coach. You can't guard him today.
Yeah,
Wait, before we get to, because your rookie year was rough, but obviously things turned around. You guys traded for a pretty good QB. TA, you said you had a similar experience with the fans.
Yeah, so when we came in, it was a lot of fans. So when my brother got drafted, I came with him to the city. And there's a photo of me wearing a hat and his hat, and we have a basketball like this. So when we landed, it was so hot because it was during the summer. And because of the draft. So the draft is at end of June. So we came in, it's so hot. I'm like, oh, it's just like Greece in my head. and then I came back for Thanksgiving and I was speechless. I was like, wow.
The wild part is you guys got here at the end of June. You said your flight was May 2nd. That's 7 weeks apart, and it went from 17 degrees to hot as Greece. That's literally Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
That's how it goes here.
I love it. So, doing research, you've had like awesome teammates, right? You've had awesome teammates, and from quarterbacks to even in Florida State with Deion.
Yes.
And I do want to talk about that a little bit, everything, but I don't know, Tony. What do we want to ask first, man? I do want to ask.
Well, the teammates is a good one, though.
Yeah, I want to ask. So let's go with
teammates, because that means a lot to me. And I got to shake your hand. I love, because normally I do interviews.
Yeah.
they don't really ask me about teammates.
Oh, we got a full game planned with some of your former teammates.
I love my teammates.
I've only, me not being from here, I didn't grow up with football, right? And what is the things that like kids should learn, even if they're not in school, even to get to say like, I want to play football. Like what's the first thing you tell them to do if they want to play football?
Oh, that's a good question. The reason why that question is so good because it does start from somewhere. I was a special needs kid. I had like braces on my legs.
I heard that as well.
I had a cast on it. If we went places, every now and then, a wheelchair be involved. But for me, the ultimate team sport is football. Because I'm, in my mind, because I have anxiety, I got 10 other guys to help me win. So that I learned to be a good teammate as a kid because my teachers were my heroes and my mom was my hero and my grandparents. So football for me was just easy to just go towards that. So I tell kids all the time that you can be whatever you want to be. It ain't up to the other kids to agree with you. They're not supposed to agree with you. If you go to somebody and say, I'm going to play in the NBA or NFL, they're supposed to say, you're not doing that. But I have a program called One Yes. I try to be one yes to somebody who I don't know. And to me, that one yes was Coach Bobby Bowden coming to the projects at Florida State giving me a scholarship. The Green Bay Packers, that phone call. And I take advantage of it. So I tell kids, if you want to start your business, you want to do content, you want to do whatever you want to be, it's up to you, not somebody else. And you really don't have to tell anybody. You can just do it. The best change behavior is to do it yourself. Because I do get kids come up to me and ask me, what's the best advice? I say, you got to listen to your parents. That's why I love you and your brother's story. Without your mom and dad,
it's not.
It's so many broken families now, but I grew up in a broken family. It's not an excuse to go break the law. My mom raised 5 kids, extreme poverty, in the projects in Florida where it's 100 degrees with no air conditioning. But what kept me cold was the knowledge my grandparents, well, when you play in the NFL, you can buy your mom a house. That kept me cool. Because every night, that's all I thought about it as I'm sweating. Like, one day it's going to be great. It was no plan B because plan A was going to work because it's not up to the other kids who bullied me or pick on me. They're supposed to say all that stuff. But if you let them know, one of my biggest things is I say every day is a vacation. Because if you let one person know what bothers you, they're going to do it every day. But if they don't know, I give up. There's nothing penetrating.
So with like your situation, and obviously the way I did it was like you were almost like paralyzed. You couldn't really.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, my feet was extremely pigeon-toed like this.
Yes.
And they was just talking to each other, and they're not supposed to. They're like, you break it up, guys, get straight. And they say, Miss Butler, we got to put him in these casts to literally break his feet and set him. And
were you getting bullied? Did people like, were you getting bullied? Did you have any like, people talk down on you? I mean.
Oh, yeah.
This is
the South too, now. This the South, okay? Mm-hmm. When you down South, you'll have like little 6-year-old kids walk up to you and call you the N-word.
This is the South. So what, you were born in late 60s? Early 70s?
I was born in 68.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the South
it's
in the
it's
70s.
Real racist.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that a lot. I remember it was me, my brother, 5 or 6 friends were walking down the street, and some guys come up in a truck with a Confederate flag, and they yelled out the N-word, and my brothers and cousins, they're throwing rocks at the truck, chasing the truck. I kept walking. And they came back and told Grandma, he didn't even help us defend ourselves. She said, well, what happened? Well, just some guys, some racist guys calling us the N-word and did this. Well, I can tell you why he didn't react. They didn't say his name. I taught him to put his blinders on. Keep walking. Because if that word gonna bother you, you can't make it to the NFL. Down south, you hear it all the time. So nothing bothered me because it's gonna stop me from getting my mom out of poverty. So I'd rather be soft, broke, and free than be tough guy and in jail.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing this for my last name. The last name on the jersey, I'll tell you one of the biggest things my grandfather told me my high school was called Robert E. Lee. Okay? You down south, the Confederate, one of the most racist things, that was the high school's name. Mm-hmm. And my mom said, it's not about the name on the building. It's about the back of the shirt, the name on the back of the shirt that enters the building and changes it. I said, Mom, that's amazing.
That's wise.
Because I'm not going there to do all that tough guy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it.
Yeah, and that basically like really kept you grounded, because the way I interpret it too is like you do really, for you to be in places, you do really need blinders and to really be laser focused.
Have to be.
To get there. And it applies to everything, even from business to sports,
everything.
NBA.
Everything.
Do you ever, like, do you still have friends? Do you still have friends from like
from school?
From school.
Oh yeah.
Okay. From Florida State or from school like
Oh
younger?
yeah. Because I used to be a real shy kid. I know people can't believe that now, but I used to be very shy. But my grandparents got me out of it. But my friends, because I went to school to be a therapist.
Okay.
At a psychologist, social science. So, because I get therapy every Thursday for the last 28 years. Because I want to stay who I am. I love who I am. And I feel like if I don't talk to one of those 4 therapists, that I'm going to change. So I love who I am. So when I talk to the other players or my friends, they're like, they come to my wife, is he always like this? She's like, yes, always like this. It's baked in the cake the way he is. And I love that because I like to affect people. And sometimes people think you have a platform that, well, because this is how I get in trouble. Somebody say, who's your favorite teammate? Most guys, I give them an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite teammate?
Well,
I was going to say, so on this show, we often do top 5 lists, right?
We do have
and we
top
list
5
about
list.
18 things.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, my son's with me. I have 6 daughters,
Okay.
and I have my son. He's my favorite. I'll text it to my 6 daughters. He's my favorite. He's named after me. Of course, he's my favorite. My favorite is Gilbert Brown, but the context is I played with Edgar Bennett at Florida State, high school, and the Packers. I'm going to put him to the side because we've always been together since we were
Okay, you
Yeah,
can't
it's
count him, so
different,
put him
yeah.
on the side.
But my locker mate is Gilbert Brown. When my other teammates hear that, they laugh about it because they know me. But I gave you an answer because some people say, no, I don't want to say that. No, I have an answer for you. Gilbert Brown, and I love all my teammates equally. But he was my locker mate for like 10 years. Every day we would talk. Good news, bad news, we would talk.
Yeah.
And this guy had the Michael Jordan cologne, the one that was shaped like Michael Jordan.
The bottle?
Yes. And
There was a Michael Jordan cologne?
There was
Yes.
a bottle. So there
What?
was.
Oh, you weren't born yet.
There was.
Man.
I've seen
Michael
this.
Jordan,
Yeah.
fire. He always had the first of everything. He had it looked like him, and Gilbert had it in his little locker.
Did he smell good? Did he do?
I have no idea.
Well, it's Michael Jordan. I don't care.
I would assume so.
I put
I'd
it
assume
on,
so.
dog.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
you know what? If it did it did. That's how it
Everywhere.
worked. If it didn't smell, it
What?
still did.
How do you know
Gilbert
that?
was the first one to get it. I don't know where he got it. He didn't. I don't know if he went to Chicago or what. But he light-skinned. Light-skinned people get stuff we don't get all the time. They always get the plug. Always. Steph Curry, Terrence Howard, Chris Brown, all of them take all our women, man. So I'm glad to be on the couch with you. This is breathtaking. I said, man, where you get that cologne from? He said, man, you so nosy, man. I am the nosiest guy ever. But that's my brother, so I would go up there and get it. Spray it all everywhere. And then the coach said, somebody here smell good. It's me, coach.
So let's do this. I'll give you a name who's been your teammate before, and you got to give me 3 words for them.
Okay.
First
thing pop in my head, you want me to think about it?
Nah,
up to
it's
you.
better when you don't think about it. Just roll.
That
Just
could be
roll.
No, up to you. Brett Favre.
Oh, my. Dangerous.
Okay.
Funny.
Yes.
Uncontrollable. And the reason why he's dangerous, he joked on everybody. Everybody. Nobody would ever joke on the head coach, right? We all.
No, yeah,
you
of course.
would never do that.
No. It's a different relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Who would even think about it? Number 4. Nobody would do that to Reggie White. Number 4. If I said, hey, it's yes. I don't care what it is. Hey, man, hey, Brett, I need yes. I said, but I haven't told you what it was. It don't matter. Because I need to use his truck to go move something. He threw me the keys. And I filled it up. He was mad. Why'd you put gas in it? I said, because that's what I'm supposed to do. No, man. I get free gas. I'm Brett Favre. Best ever. Yeah.
Wow. What about style of play? Like how explain to me who, I haven't seen them live play. Like how was his style playing?
How was Brett's style of playing? Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Buckle up.
We called him Crew from the movie Longest Yard. It's Florida State's finest. Burt Reynolds he's the quarterback, so we call him Crew. So
I quickly forgot that our generation had the Adam Sandler version.
Yeah.
Longest Yard. I forgot there's an original. There's an original with Burt Reynolds.
Yep. A Ray Nitsky version. But he was the star, but he loved his teammates, but he was a guy that would get in practice. He threw a couple of interceptions in practice. He was so upset. I said, no, wait a minute, hold it. Don't get upset. It's my job to get it back. Because on the occasion, a guy would catch a touchdown on me. Don't Google it. But at the occasion, he would go and throw it to Sterling Sharp for 90 yards, and people forget about what happened to me. So we go to Brett, play the way you play. That's the only way we can win a Super Bowl. And the guy was fearless. And he never missed a game. Never. I went into the training room. His ankle was the color of the crayon box. I said, man, how the hell you gonna play your shit yellow, green, silver, and fuchsia? Roy Lee, ain't nothing wrong with my arm. Tape him up. He had a broke finger. It was didn't miss a game. And the best plug, to wrap it up on Brett, the best plug he ever gave me, because he know I'm kind of like a diva. I'm like, where you shower at? Because I'll never see you. He said, what do you mean? I said, because I'm real nosy, I told him. He said, man, I go in the coach's locker room. They up there meeting. They got a shower in there? Yeah, don't tell nobody though. And they got a one-man show bathroom. Because if you go in the bathroom with everybody else, while you're in there reading the paper, we used to read the paper back then. You wasn't born, I'm sorry. We ain't had none of this internet stuff. You reading the paper, they'll come dump a 5-gallon of cold water on you while you in there. So I went to Crew. He said, man, go in the coach's locker room. They got a bathroom. They got that aqua velvet in there, shaving that green shit you put on your head that burn your eyebrows off. But you feel like a man. And you can take a shower, just a one-on-one shower. Because I don't shower with them guys. They play too much. I'm trying to take a shower and get out. So, man, Brett Favre. Anybody talk about Brett, I'll swing on him. Because he was amazing. He was a great teammate. He really was.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to plug, you know where to plug at.
Man. Okay, so let me give you another. Well, Tony, what kind of name? I want to give you.
I'm gonna stick. I do want to get to Coach Prime here in a second, but before we get there, the other guy.
Ask about Reggie.
The other guy from the Packers is Reggie White.
Reggie White was amazing because Reggie White. I had heard a rumor he wasn't coming because he sued the league to be a free agent. He sued the league, which was big, to be free.
Hold up.
So free agency in the NFL wasn't a thing.
No.
So Reggie White got drafted by the Eagles. Okay. And then when his contract was up, he basically started a lawsuit with the NFL. And he's I think technically he's like titled the first ever NFL free agent.
Yes.
What?
He started free agency in the NFL.
Yes. It was terrible. They would protect 6 guys on like plan B or something. They'll pay those guys well, but the other guys on the team, they get the giblets, just minimum salaries.
So basically top heavy salary, top heavy.
Yes, exactly. Man, you smart. Yes. Free agency knocked that down. This is the number 1 guy, but he was in San Francisco allegedly, and they said they were going to sign him. So Mike Holmgren, who I think one day is a Hall of Famer. Another Hall of Famer, Ron Wolf, our GM, they went out there to see him, but they couldn't get close to him. So they called him at his hotel, and our coach said, Reggie, this God, please sign with the Packers. And Ron Wolf said, you can go anywhere else and be a great player, but if you come to Green Bay, you'll be a legend. So I saw in the paper he was going there or whatever, so the next week, I told you I'm nosy. I'm looking in the training room. Now, normally when I see a guy in his underwear, I don't go talk to him. But this Reggie White, I'm going in there, cuz. I said, I'm going in there. Don't go in there. He's with the doctor, HIPAA law, man. Fuck the HIPAA. I'm going, this Reggie White. Well, I want to know, why is he in here? Is he playing with us or what? I go in there, talking to the doctors. What's up, Roy Lee? Reggie knows who I am. Wait, why are you here? I'm going to sign with the Packers.
So he told you that?
Yeah, he said I'm going to sign with the Packers.
In his underwear. Told you.
Yeah.
See, this is stories that players today. This is, as a Packers fan. This is I want the rest of this. Yeah. But like today's players will never ever experience this because like TA knows when the Bucs sign XYZ, a reporter tweeted it out before the man was able to tell his family. So like you thought he was. I've never heard before that the Packers thought he was going somewhere else.
Oh yeah, San Francisco thought they had him.
Really?
Yes, but it was the way he told me, what did he say? He said, God told me to come to the Packers. So, you know me, I'm like, well, maybe we guarantee your entire contract made you come? He goes, yeah, that had something to do with it too. Yeah, that money talks, Roy Lee. We guaranteed his whole contract.
Oh, so they call you, so that's your nickname, Roy Lee.
I got that from Deion.
Keep it going. Just keep it going. Now
everybody see me. All the players call me Roy Lee, and when I know he was signing, I knew we were going to start to be good. We were really good, really good. It was 3 teams in the '90s: Dallas, San Francisco, and Green Bay. We dominated. So getting Reggie was amazing because it was a rumor no free agent would ever come to Green Bay, but he chose Packers.
Man, it's
changed my life.
That's what I'm saying. It's just moments like this that is life altering for a community and like a state. Just players coming in, and I saw this last year too because I interviewed, obviously my brother. I interviewed Jordan Love, and then I interviewed Christian Yelich, and I was like, well, these guys are like
love Yelich.
Yeah, all of 3 of them are kind of this generation with us trying to lead. Yes. Green Bay and Wisconsin, the state, to the next step. But I did want to hear about Deion. So give me 3 words for Deion. Give me 3 words as a teammate. And I'll tell you what I think too, because I've seen so much of him. Like
Deion, brand, smart, and funny, air quotes funny. He was like Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, and Bernie Mac all into one.
Wow.
That's
wow,
a trio.
that's it. Mount Rushmore.
That's a trio right there.
I don't believe he's human.
Deion?
Yeah, I don't. Whenever he's gone, they need to donate his body to the Smithsonian. Because he taught us a brand. On his car, he didn't have Deion, he had Prime Time. Long time ago. Mm-hmm. And that's who gave him the name Roy Lee. He gave me that nickname. And the guy was just a special guy, man. Just special. We play intramural basketball. So we played the fraternities. And the football players, we had a team. We ain't starting until Deion get there. I said, where the hell is he at? He's running track. Why? Because he can. But why? You know we got to beat 5, 8 or Vader, whoever the hell them boys is. Them boys down there throwing picks and doing all this stuff. We need prime time. You got to either prime time or Charlie Ward. If you don't have them two, we're going to get beat. We're going to get beat. But Deion, he just taught us about brand. Brand is everything.
I say this, I'm not from here, but man, his presence and this what he brings to the table, and now him becoming a coach, right? Yes. And now gets to coach his sons.
Yes.
Was
yes.
like, to me, yes. Being from a family of athletes is like so like crazy and big. So when you saw him in college, where do you think he was gonna go? In the NFL? Like, where do you think he was gonna?
Number 1 overall.
He was just different right off the bat. You just knew.
There's no team, and I think Troy Aikman was number 1, by the way. Mm-hmm. I think if a team wants to change things, Prime Time is the only one can do that. Because he's going to change your culture. And that's the same thing with his son at quarterback.
That's what he just had a quote just like that. His son is going to probably go number 2, somewhere in the top 5 for sure.
I got some advice for my nephew.
Yeah.
I don't really want him to go up there. The higher you go up, the worse you're going to be. So you falling, it's okay.
Because of expectations?
Look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to go top 2 or 3. He went 24 to us, changed his life. Came to a team that was pretty decent, pretty good. If you go to them teams up there, you're going to lose for 4 or 5 years. Yes, you want to always go 1, 2, or 3, but sometimes it ain't bad. Every time you drop, it ain't bad. Top 10, top 12.
God is good. God is good.
All the time.
Yeah.
He don't miss.
Well,
so if they don't want your door, that's on them. They missing out.
You're missing
on
out.
The pedigree that he's going to bring. And I'm proud of his daughter, his son, his whole family, his mom. Because he grew up like me, a mama's boy. And I just love Deion, man. I love everything.
Would you, obviously, after you, but you never, did you coach after? Did you coach a little bit? Would you
that's
coach?
Another good question. Who gave you these questions? Did your brother give me these?
We got sources.
Okay. I wanted to coach when I retired. I really did. I had the passion for it. To be in that building 17, 18 hours, breaking down tape, I never got the opportunity.
Really?
Never got the opportunity. I wanted to so bad. I wrote a book. I went to ESPN. I'm thinking, anybody, just please give me a chance. Even the Packers.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Mike McCarthy and just putting on this. I'd be like a water boy, anything. Because I wanted to stay in the building, because when you retire, which hard. I look forward to because I can spend more time with my kids and stuff. I look forward to it. But I wanted to stay in Wisconsin. So after I saw it wasn't coming, I said, well, I'm done with it now.
Do you think
that's wild?
It is wild.
I would never coach now.
And I'll tell you why it's wild to me, because I feel like the NBA, maybe it's now this generation, the NBA, I just feel like has a little bit solidarity when it comes to guys retiring. That's how you see like, Steve Nash becoming a head coach. And then but then, people see that and they go like, oh, he's a head coach. Or JJ Redick, a head coach, or all these players. But you gotta, if you look to the back of the bench of all these players, these former players who may not be the head coach, but they're part of the coaching staff, front office, and etc. Like I do think like the NBA has in that regard, like really has a little bit more camaraderie, saying like, hey, all right, let's see what you can work your way up. See,
Exactly.
Well, some of the names you mentioned there too, Steve Nash, JJ Redick, like you could have some of these smarter like basketball IQ guys that are like, all right, ready for coaching. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but there are certain people throughout Packers history who were just the smartest player on a defense. It was yourself. It's Charles Woodson. It's people of that nature because of the position you guys played. Like the fact that you never got an opportunity but wanted to, that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that's the point TA was making. Those guys at least getting the opportunity to be a part of the staff.
Yeah, for an office.
The NFL is all about kind of who you know.
Oh yeah, 100%. But you have to like have this like you're a Hall of Famer. You've done this. You came here so long and a pillar for the community and all this.
You would think that'd be a slam dunk.
Yeah, 100%.
Like my brother Tony Baselli. He was, he got drafted from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made him executive vice president. Somebody, the owner, him and owner tight, somebody just wakes up and say, John Lynch, come be the GM in San Francisco. Somebody wakes up and gives you an opportunity. They're that one yes I was talking about.
That's that one yes.
So that one yes wasn't coaching for me. Being on the board
was the one yes.
That's amazing. Because you were like,
okay, now you get to skip the step. Yeah.
So God is good.
God is good, yeah.
So I have to embrace that. But I wanted to coach. Because I wasn't the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, but I had it up here for my coaches, my teachers, my mom, grandparents, because I wasn't real fast, but I was always smart enough to help people. And so I didn't get that opportunity, but now I like doing what I'm doing now. So
now I got a question about me. Right. I am going to be a safety. Let's say example. I'm a safety. Okay. What is the tips you give a safety? Like Thanasis tomorrow.
A 6'7", 250.
Hey, we had safeties about 6'4" though. Yeah. Because he got the wingspan. I would say don't let nobody get behind you.
Okay. Just go back. Go back. Yes, sir.
Because everybody else on the field on defense has somebody behind them but the safety. That's why we call safety. If somebody gets behind me, you hear that music, da-na-na, da-na-na, somebody call a touchdown. Lord have mercy. This guy's terrible. But if I keep him in front of me and we line up again, the next play, you can pick it off. So don't let anybody behind you and become a tackler, not a hitter. You don't want to run through people. You just want to get him on the ground. That way you can play 12 years. If you keep going in there like a torpedo, you're going to break your neck, his neck, and you can't play. So that's the best advice I would give you. Nobody gets behind you and be a tackler. It's just that simple.
Be a tackler. I like that.
You just brought up interceptions, and then you said earlier you grew up a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you got Aikman at least once, probably more than that.
Well,
and if so, how did that feel?
Aikman won't see this. Well, I'll tell you this. I first went to play in that Texas stadium. They had the roof cut out. And as a young kid, I'm watching this on TV. And now I'm playing it there. I'm like, man, I got to have a good game. And I remember I sacked him. And he always had the best offensive line to defend him. Right? Just keep people like a wall. I mean, it was a wall. So he never got sacked. So when I remember sacking him, for a brief moment, I didn't care if we won or lost. Hey, man, sack Aikman. I remember that star as a kid growing up. Millions of people saw me get that sack. And then I got an interception.
Same game?
Don't rub it in, Tony.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but intercepted it. And that was always our nemesis.
Yes.
Like, see, I grew up a Laker fan. That's why your other brother who got that ring.
Yeah,
Wasn't gonna bring it up, but
he did get it. He
got it first. Yeah.
yes, man, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal. He did get it first.
Oh wait, let's just do this one. The bubble ring doesn't count. Let's just see.
Nah, we can't say that. We can't say that.
I'm kidding.
Can't say that. I can't say that because my brother won it, so I definitely can't say that.
We had Dwight Howard on, and we talked about that, and he went in depth, and the whole it doesn't count. I don't want this to get aggregated.
Yeah, I don't control the weather. I don't control diseases. I don't control nothing. I just play basketball, and I won a game. So
okay.
If y'all would have won that ring, I would have been celebrating too.
Oh my God! Well, we were celebrating for him, yeah.
Yes.
And then we were so motivated to win the next year. Like you don't understand.
Yes.
At home, it was war. We were like,
yes,
we got to win. We got to.
Yes.
I do have another football question. Okay, so who's your today's game? Who's your top 5 safety? Who's the guys you like? Or maybe top 10, I don't know. Just give me your safeties you watch, or you're like, oh man, I like these guys.
Harrison Smith is my favorite non-Packer. Because you can't pick Packers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you see them every day.
I'm going to put I'm going to put him to the side. And my other nephew, Evan Williams, put them to the side. Number 29 and 33, the Packers, they're my favorites. We'll put them to the side. Harrison Smith is my all-time favorite.
He's been doing it for a minute,
Minnesota for 14 years.
Why? What's the
brilliant? The guy's just truly brilliant. He knows every formation. He knows what route you're gonna run, and he's a great teammate. And he's been doing it for so long.
I think he's played his whole career is in Minnesota too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's been the face of that defense.
Too.
Yep.
Mika Fitzpatrick who plays for Pittsburgh, love him, boy. Oh man, look, smart, fast, hit, run, cover. He's one of those guys. I could see some of myself in there. Now, Xavier, if I had his hands for the Packers, I'd have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. I just can't catch. I mean,
X catches everything thrown his way.
Everything.
Really?
Yeah, because they say a lot of times defensive backs don't have good hands. He's got good hands.
I don't have hands. Are terrible. I'm on defense for a reason. But those are some of my favorite safeties. Because Evan Williams, 33 for the Packers, young kid, man. He's so smart, and he's always where he's supposed to be. For rookies, that's hard. Yeah. You ever seen that? It's a movie, a cartoon called Up. It's these dogs, right? And they got these collars on. They can talk English. And the lead dog always tell the group, they're chasing like this old man and this other little kid with some balloons or something. But don't forget about that part. They can catch them. He said, y'all got to, he's preaching to the other dogs now, other species. Let's stay focused. So every time they trying to stay focused, squirrel, and it just throws them off. Yeah. So he's preaching to them, and one time he said, don't look. And he does it, squirrel. Yeah. You got to have people, when you're a rookie, you're always chasing a squirrel because you don't know. And everybody's like, don't do that. They just got a touchdown on you because you came up. Evan Williams, he can read the room. He can stay focused. That's hard for a rookie. It is. It's hard because they're going to come after you because you're a rookie. But if you listen to the coaches and your teammate, they'll never get you. That's why I like it.
Now that I have now I want to know more about NFL locker room and NBA locker room. Like, do you think...
We got a lot of people in there now.
Yeah. Do you think there are more fights in the NBA locker room or NFL locker room?
Ooh, that's another good one.
That's a very good question.
I think it may be more in the NBA because there's less guys and y'all really close.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you very rarely would see fight. We have disagreements.
Okay.
Especially with playing spades, or we used to play Atari.
Okay.
Yeah, the video game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had Atari. I'm sorry, guys. Sega Genesis, we had that. But guys are in their face and they yelling at each other, then they calm down. Reggie White and Wayne Simmons, we thought they were gonna go at it, but they just nope. I don't think I've ever seen a fight in our locker room. We had a lot of yelling and screaming, but no fights.
It's interesting.
NBA, man, they be going at it.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, we do go at it. Not in the sense of the
teammates
locker room.
Or other guys.
Other guys, yeah, 100%. 100%. They ain't not teammates, nah, but other guys for sure. Like, but what like I get about the sports, I'm like, in both sports, either NBA, either NFL, like we're big human beings. Like we're not like both normal.
Yes.
So that's hard to kind of break up. This is not, you know what I mean? Like
yes.
So NBA fight breaks out, right? Like you got 2 6'8" guys going at it. There's another 7-footer in the room. Like somebody, Reggie White and Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, man.
Who breaks that? How many people does it take to break that up?
I got a story for you.
I got time.
Quick. They like 2 Grizzly Bears now. It's like
these are 2 of the biggest NFL to ever play in the like.
Nobody ain't backing down. But I remember they're just. Reggie won't mind you saying stuff to him, but he was a man of faith. He's saying, just don't curse at me. But what I told you, if you tell people what bothers you, they're going to do it. So Wayne was cursing at it. Cursing. And then they stood up, and they about to just come, so Brett is like, got his towel on around his neck, got his flip-flops on. Come on, guys, break it up. So both of them kind of threw him back, and what broke up the fight, I said, hey, hold it. Because if this MF get hurt, we all getting cut. Don't let Brett get hurt. Everybody started laughing. They broke it up. Yeah, don't do that to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this guy. So, broke it up, and that was it. So I don't know what would have happened if they were by themselves. I don't know. But seeing it was around the guys, we made it kind of funny. Yeah. But
pride
you don't
does
see a lot of fights in that.
Yeah. Pride does take place, like it's, you might say something to somebody and it's just you and him and he might brush it off, and you say something in front of other people, they might just, explode. So, okay, me not being from here, right? And now I got to watch, let's say I got to watch like 5, let's say 5 movies.
Okay.
Give me 5 football movies to make me understand.
Football movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the Titans.
Okay.
And that was Denzel. You got to watch The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard.
Because it's a lot of comedy to it and a lot of characters.
Okay.
But if you go to something like Rudy, you're going to be crying, man. You don't want to do that. Because it's kind of... And then Brian's Song... That's really emotional.
I've never seen that one. I know the story. I've never seen the movie.
It's sad, man. All those are like emotional movies. So, but if it's just one you need to learn, everything is Remember the Titans. That's all you need.
Great movie.
Because you got communities coming together, like I grew up, and we would learn each other.
Yeah.
And you got to trust each other. That's how you win.
That's how you win.
See, because if you were on our team, I would say, TA, if I had your accent, I have so many girls. Do you know the girls I can get with that accent?
Nah, I'm trying to. Don't
lose that.
Don't lose. He said don't lose.
Not lose
Do you
that.
know what's the craziest part is every show
that.
clip we post, we get a comment about how
my accent.
You don't have that much of an accent.
I don't have much of an accent, which is crazy.
You need to go lean on it. Lean on it. So American girls love it.
Okay, what do you think about Any Given Sunday?
How did we get from Remember the Titans to that?
Any Given Sunday. See, that's...
What do you think about that movie?
That may be a trigger for you. I don't know if I would do that. Because there was a lot of jealousy, a lot of internal problems. Coaches didn't like each other. They actually fought. Guys would set other guys up.
Yeah.
If I know I needed 5 more yards to get $1 million, they won't even throw you the ball. That movie is a trigger.
Is that true?
So
is situations like that in the NFL, like guys know your bonuses? Is that public?
Yeah. That's some of the most fun at the end of the season if you're a fan just watching.
Yes.
Well,
here's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
We're playing the Giants, and Brett knew Mike Strahan needed a sack to break a record. And it was everywhere. So people think that Brett helped him get the record because he let him sack him, because he knew that broke the record. So in the NFL, I tell people all the time, there's no conspiracy about letting other guys win or do stuff. It just don't happen. Something can be a coincidence, can make you think that, but it ain't happening. Because sometimes it's just too many things have to line up.
Yeah, line.
Straight.
Yeah,
and I feel like the contracts are so if someone needs a touchdown to get a $1 million, right?
But is it public? Yeah. Do people know, or just the player knows?
Reporters, some of them have access to the incentives in the contracts. Yeah.
Because say if I need one interception, Steve Young is my best friend in the world. Hey man, I need you to throw me a pick six. He ain't doing that.
Because then on the flip side, you get your pick six, but then when he's a free agent or his next contract, he has an extra interception on his stats.
Yeah.
And not for a guy of his caliber, but some other levels of it, they'll be like, hey, but you gave up this many yards.
And that's because of bonuses, right? That's because I could get this bonus.
Yeah. So incentives. Yeah.
So then now I'm getting to the best after the good part. Yeah. I know what we did when we won the championship. What did you do when you won a Super Bowl?
I told you I was a diva, right? Okay.
So quick timeout on this because we want all the stories, right? Yeah. This is the unedited. We're recording this. They won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Let's just set the scene. They won the Super Bowl in New Orleans in the 90s before cell phones.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear.
It was crazy. It was pandemonium, man. Because it was 30 years since the last Super Bowl, and it was a big deal. And I remember it was freezing cold back in Wisconsin, freezing cold. But the league, I'm gonna blame them. They're like, because I was going to the Pro Bowl. It's like the All-Star game for the
Gotcha.
So the Pro Bowl. We need you to come early to do some promotion stuff that I was gonna get paid for. They said, now you can go back with the Packers and do the parade. We had a parade all set up, okay? And, man, I went to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. I didn't go back to the parade because I said, wait a minute, these people have been waiting 30 years, it's gonna be out of control. But I'm gonna tell you something, I saw grown men crying. I mean, I ain't talking about I'm talking about streaming down their face because of a championship. You lose your mind because you've been waiting. Everybody in the league been going for this trophy, and you got it. In any sport, championships are great, but our championship, our trophy, has Lombardi on it, and that's Green Bay's history. That's a big deal. So I'm thinking, if you won a Super Bowl that year, you were big. You didn't have to start. You didn't have to be a Hall of Fame. If you was on the practice squad, you write your ticket because smallest market, it was unbelievable. I mean, to this day, I still can't believe it because seeing a grown man cry, it's like, okay, he must have won a championship. Or he saw that movie, Old Yeller. It's a movie about a dog. The Titanic, that made me cry. The Notebook, these movies that made me cry.
Two of those make sense.
Purple.
I got some questions about Titanic making you cry. Oh, all right.
Tony.
Old Yeller, I get it. I've never seen it, but I know the story.
The Titanic.
Notebook, I can understand.
The Titanic. He's frozen on this little small boat, just him and his girl. Mm-hmm. Just him and his girl. He chose to let her live, and he let go and went down, kill himself.
What's so crazy? Wait, there's a conspiracy that he never let go, and she actually Push them, like slowly push them.
Because I was gonna say the real instead of crying, I think everyone should be angry.
Oh my God!
If it's real,
there was enough room for two. You could have figured it out.
You
could have balanced it. I mean,
Tony, you gotta know the movie. That part is frozen. It's gonna weight the boat down. It's only enough for one.
There's room.
And as he was going down, I said, "Bye, Leonardo. I wouldn't have done that." But I was
so you were crying because he made such poor decisions.
Because Leonardo DiCaprio that's my guy. He gave it up for his girl. I had tears in my eyes, man. I was like, this is amazing.
Only on this show can we get one of the baddest men to ever step place on a football field to talk about crying during the
crying.
So many other movies make sense. Crying. The Titanic.
Did you party? Did you do anything with your family? Did you like?
Yeah. We had a ball, man. Especially when we got back from Hawaii, people were still partying. And the hat, throw me the hat, Tony. This hat, man. This hat. When you see this hat, I get goosebumps because this is the championship hat when you win a Super Bowl. And as Tony said about New Orleans, when people first saw it, TA, they didn't want it because it's purple. Because everything is green and gold.
Yes.
But we don't get a chance to pick. The league picks it. Yeah. So I was at the podium with my shirt on and this hat. And everybody's like, Sports Illustrated saying this. And Desmond Howard, the MVP, say he's going to Disney World. People are not excited about the hat because it's purple. But when they explain to win New Orleans, oh man, you can't find one now.
Yeah,
This hat symbolizes 30 years of waiting for a Super Bowl, and it's amazing. And it just, any player that played in this game, it's a big deal.
I know. I mean, we waited 50 years.
That was different. I said, I'm not going down there with 75,000 people. I'm going to watch it on a drone like everybody else. I'm not going down.
Our part of it was crazy. I'm not going to lie. It just changed. I saw a different Milwaukee.
See, y'all get a chance to get up on the bus and people told you. See,
that's not the NFL?
NFL ain't doing that. Nah.
Wow.
You think you want them doing that in Philly?
Well, they're going to do it anyways in Philly.
But however you do it, you come down, you get on the stage, and you do that. But the question, your family, when you get back to your hometown, you have parties. And in Milwaukee, I mean, it was like Super Bowl 31. I mean, people, if you're in I'm 56, if you're in your 50s or 60s, you still celebrate. Because the 80s, we were terrible. I wasn't here yet, by the way. They were bad. So this is a big deal.
It's a golden era for you guys at that time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because no one thought the Packers would win a Super Bowl because it was bad. But
Reggie changed that.
Man, yes.
When he got to
the
town.
whole culture. So this hat means a lot. I'm going to sign this for you.
Appreciate that.
And then we'll sell it.
Oh my God!
I think I was 3 or 4 when you won this game. So this is one of the few.
That's a good question because sometimes you win Super Bowls and you just don't know. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and obviously we coming to we're gonna wrap up the show. But I do have a last question, which is kind of a basketball question. Who's your NBA GOAT? Like who's your GOAT?
You're not supposed to ask me that on camera.
So give me your top 5. Wait. Give me a top 5.
No.
This is barbershop talk.
No. Remember I tell you, I always give you an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This will be good. To me, so stay out my mentions, y'all. I turn my comments off anyway. LeBron James, to me, is the GOAT. Because...
Really?
When you say really, you don't agree.
I agree.
I say to me.
I would have bet any money you would go Jordan because of your era.
Well, That's why I said it.
I got a reason.
Okay.
But LeBron James, to me, is the GOAT. And everything, he's like me. Mom brought him, raised him. He's always been from day one. I love LeBron James more than anything. But I was very disappointed with him and Stephen A. Smith. See, that's why I love who I am. If you have somebody you love, respect, you gotta say when they're wrong. If Stephen A. Smith says something about his son, and you in the third quarter, they teach us to keep our blinders on. Remember I was saying that? You shouldn't even know Stephen A. was there. Play the game. Teach your son not to react when people talk about it. Tell your son to tell people, I'm richer than y'all. Keep playing. I didn't like that. But he's still my favorite. Now,
Still your GOAT.
Now, here's where two things can be true, okay? Two things can be true. So last year, I hear that Jordan may come to the Hall of Fame, okay? So he's there, and we had on gold shirts. If you already been in, they give you a shirt. Mine is gold, I had some white pants on.
Okay.
I had on some gold and white J's. You gotta read the room. Mm-hmm. Gotta read the room. So, smart. MJ. So I go up to him, and they, you know what they hit him with? Hey, MJ, LeBron Lee's GOAT. But you know what MJ said? He the only one got on J's. Y'all ain't got no J's. He said, I like your shoes. Two things can be true. So when I knew I was coming to see TA.
You got the shoes on. Ah!
Come on, man.
Read the room.
I got them first, Giannis, the one that's multicolors. Mm-hmm. All color. We got it. And they're affordable.
Man, they are affordable. They are affordable. When are you coming to the games? When are you coming to like Bucks games?
I do come, TA, but I don't like to be down there where people can see me. I like to be up.
Okay, you just you're a diva. He did say he's a diva. He seems sweet.
And when he says up, he doesn't mean.
No, he means
sweet. That's sweet.
What are them $7 tickets? I'm up there.
No, but
you're not. You know, because I'm a Laker fan, born and raised, but I want the Bucks to do everything, and I want them to always win. And
yes, sir.
I just love your brand because the one thing about me and my family, we tight. And I love that, man. That you got two brothers, everybody got a ring. I just want my company, Leap 36 Productions, to do the documentary.
How many documentaries can we do?
Them don't count.
Those don't count.
You know why they don't count?
We can work together.
Because they not going to ask you what I'm going to ask you.
That's the best tease for your second appearance on this podcast because there's no way we can't have you back.
Because he has the best personality out of all of them.
Don't say that. Nah.
It ain't up to you. You ain't said nothing. Just me talking.
Clip that. I'm tagging everybody.
You do.
Don't say that. They just don't show it. They don't have a podcast. That's why. They don't have a podcast.
Yeah. That's why it makes sense for you to have a podcast. You got the best personality. So I put the GoPro on you. Because I need
content-minded. Content-minded.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
The last question, I know you said that was last, but I have one more. So
okay.
You're a content guy. The first sports radio show I ever listened to when I was playing ball here in high school was when you were on. TA now is in the content world with the podcast a little bit. Good. I always say when he retires in 10 years, he's going to do this daily, right? Like at some point, daily.
You should.
What advice do you have for him? Just getting his feet wet in the media world.
You got to be more authentic and yourself. That's what make people gravitate towards you.
Yes, sir.
How quick I called you back?
Immediately. This is the quickest response I've ever received.
We put you on ice for like 3 months, right?
No, he didn't.
Probably 6.
So, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't coming because of his brother. I was coming because in watching his podcast, personality.
Thank you.
If you was one of these old, I ain't gonna get into it. Because some of these other NBA stars that have podcasts, they just talk, they curse a lot. And they said a lot of racial stuff too. I don't like that. I
Yeah,
like
it's
fun, and you could. The platform is about your guests, which this is an amazing interview. People can Google all that other stuff. They can Google that. But you get a chance to have a conversation.
I want to learn. That's why I did the podcast. Because I'm learning from
That's
you.
what I'm telling you.
That's what he said
bro.
day one when we started this. He
That's
said,
how you
I want to
get
learn from guests.
millions of people and make money. Two things can be true. But just be authentic. Just like yourself.
No, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really
Oh, my
appreciate
brother.
it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, man.
Man, okay, we're coming towards the end of the show. Please follow Mr. Butler.
Yes.
So Rory Lee. I'm keeping this. This is Rory Lee.
Yes.
Rory Lee and his journey for him, on all his socials, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Just follow his journey, man. He has so much to give. Oh my God. So it's one of the most entertaining podcasts I've been a part of.
So
in a minute, it was a, how you guys young people say, it was a vibe. It was a vibe, Oh my God, I want to thank Tony. Tony, man, this guy's been with me since the beginning of the show. We're doing such a great things, and for Tony to be able to bring Mr. Butler here and me to just talk to a Hall of Famer NFL player, it's an honor to me, and hopefully we get host you and your family in Greece.
Hey,
some
man, I
point.
would love that.
Yes, sir. We'd love to have you.
My wife loves to travel too. Yeah, she got 3 or 4 places she want to go. Greece is one of them. She loves Barcelona. We went to London. I said, honey, we can't afford this. We ain't got 2 years on tight money. Man, what you talking about, man?
Flash the gold
No, I
jacket
got
a
you.
few
No.
times.
Spirit Airlines don't go that far, dog.
When you come to Greece, when you come to Greece, we'll host you. This is what we do. This is like an honor for us to have you there. Yeah. Please share, like, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the show on YouTube, subscribe to the audio, wherever you get your podcast from. We are available on every platform. Want to thank Thanalysis, presented by Gruber Law. One call.
That's all.
Want to thank Carbliss. Carbliss has been with us from the beginning of the season. I want to thank Prisoner Wine Company. They're amazing. And want to thank McDonald's. Thank you guys so much. I wanted to thank our dream team off the court. Thank you guys so much. Thanalysis, out.